Okay. Hi. I wanted to take this opportunity to say that pro-life Spider-Man is an idiot. Now, pro-life Spider-Man, or he gets his name because he climbs buildings to raise awareness for abortion rights of abortion. Pro-life. He climbs buildings to raise awareness for the pro-life movement. Okay, fine. And now, um, he was on the Nesta Sousa podcast the other day, and I saw it this morning. I was catching up, listened to it rather. He is not voting for Donald Trump because Donald Trump either is not or does not say at least that he is against abortion 100% across the board, against in vitro fertilization 100% across the board, and against gay marriage 100% across the board. Now, in vitro fertilization, the umbrella of that is people cannot get pregnant on their own, women cannot get pregnant on their own, so they find other means, sperm banks, surrogacy, stuff like that is under that umbrella. Trump thinks it's okay because some women can't get pregnant on their own. Okay. But others think it's immoral. That's fine. Gay marriage. Full disclosure, I have 3 gay relatives and one of them is married. Okay, whatever. Now, let's put those two aside right away. You cannot get the federal government to decide, Congress, to decide to ban in vitro fertilization. I mean, you just can't do it. It won't happen. So get that out of your head right now. Gay marriage was decided by the Supreme Court. The only way to overturn gay marriage is to either A, have the court decide that gay marriage is unconstitutional many years from now, even though the court doesn't mention marriage one way or another, or the Constitution rather, or have 2/3 of Congress, 2/3 of Senate pass an amendment to the Constitution to ban gay marriage. Okay. Now, that is not going to happen. Okay? You are not going to get 2/3 of Congress, 2/3 of Senate to agree to ban gay marriage. It's not going to happen. 70 years ago, probably. But now, no. It's not going to happen. Now, the gay community, for the most part, got their civil rights peacefully. And when I say gay, I don't mean child molester. I don't mean, child sex trafficker. I don't mean the children, transgender shit. I mean just regular adults who are gay and they want to be gay with other adults and leave everyone else alone. Okay? And you're not going to get them to abolish that. You're just not. You're not. It's not going to happen. It's not. It won't happen. You can't get it through the Congress. You're a fucking idiot if you think you can. Now, as far as abortion is concerned, the High Court said abortion is not in the Constitution, which is not, and they applied the 10th Amendment. Trump said we should follow the court and we should respect the court. Now, realistically speaking, maybe, if we had a supermajority of Republicans in both houses of Congress, you could pass a federal ban on third trimester abortion. Third trimester abortion is a fully developed baby being torn apart. It is disgustingly immoral. It's horrible. And that should be banned. Because the baby can live outside the womb and you're tearing the baby apart while the baby's alive is just so horrible. But banning abortion outright nationwide is not going to happen. It's not. Maybe 50 years from now, but not now. Okay? Trump sent abortion, the Supreme Court sent abortion back to the states. And look at how the Democratic Party exploits that. Now imagine if you wanted to ban in vitro fertilization across the board, ban gay marriage by a constitutional amendment across the board. Imagine how they exploit that. And he said that if Trump loses, it's not his fault for not voting. It's Trump's fault for not being perfect. Perfect, according to him, means ban IVF, ban gay marriage, ban abortion across the board, period. That's his view of perfect. Okay. Now, Dinesh mentioned Lincoln. Okay. Okay, if people said Lincoln is not 100% against slavery right now, Lincoln doesn't want to ban slavery tomorrow, and if they refused to vote for Lincoln, it would have delayed abolishing slavery that much more. Now, I say, not Dinesh, I say, it took 105 years for us to go from blacks being subhuman to blacks being full citizens. Yes, 105 years. And in that time, we got protests, court cases, riots, domestic terrorism, domestic war. We killed our own brothers. We bombed churches, killed little kids. It took 105 years. Now, it took almost a half a century to simply get the states to decide abortion on their own one way or another. That is slow but modest progress. And maybe it'll take another 55 years, counting 22, so 53 years from now, to ban abortion entirely. Maybe. Now, he also thinks, because he's fucking stupid, that if Trump loses in 2024, the Republicans will get the message to nominate someone that's perfect, which means nominate someone that wants to ban gay marriage, nominate someone that wants to ban IVF, nominate someone that wants to ban abortion across the board, period. That person will win by a landslide. They'll ban gay marriage, they'll ban IVF, they'll ban abortion across the board, and everything will be perfect. Okay. No. Yes. And he said if Trump loses, it's his fault for not being perfect, not my fault for not voting. Okay, fine. You're willing to let gas be $10 a gallon. You're willing to let every single item in the United States go up in price. You're willing to let Iran get a nuclear bomb. You're willing to let China invade Taiwan. You're willing to allow 10 million more people to invade our country. You're willing to allow 300,000 more little girls to go missing, probably get to sex trafficking. You're willing to allow 400,000 more people to be killed by fentanyl. You're willing to allow a few thousand more angel families, okay? And you're willing to allow abortion to be legalized up to month 9 across the board, all across the United States. Okay, now, I say, look at Jocelyn Nunguri. Okay? Meet her mother in person. Look her mother in the eyes, like how I close I am to you, and tell her mother, yeah, I'm sorry your daughter is dead, but no, I have my principles. Or tell a woman whose 12-year-old daughter will be raped between 2025 and 2029 and tell her, yeah, I feel bad about your daughter, but I have to stand by my principles before God and all that blah, blah, blah bullshit. Okay. He also mentioned life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Okay, let's talk about that. Thomas Jefferson wrote that in the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson owned about 200 people. Owned them. Okay? Thomas Jefferson started raping his sister-in-law when she was 14 years old. Not perfect. Yeah, that's the age, you can tell. Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill was more racist than Hitler. He was. He was more racist than Hitler. Now, the tattoo, which I got when he was old enough to get one. See, more a little bit. Okay. In 480 BC, every city in Greece had its own king, its own, you said it right, its own king, its own city, its own government, its own army, its own everything. And at the Battle of Thermopylae, King Leonidas the Great assembled soldiers from every city in Greece who fought for 2 days. After they were betrayed on the third day, he sent most of the soldiers back to Greece. He, his 300 men, and 700 Thespians and Thebans made the last stand. Now, at the Battle of Thermopylae, every Greek city, every Greek citizen put aside their differences in order to fight as one. Okay? They didn't say, well, I'm 100% right and you're 100% wrong, and I don't want, I have to go before Zeus one day, and yeah, Persia will win the war and enslave us, but I have my principles. If they thought like that, democracy wouldn't exist. This country, these colonies, all had differences. They put the differences aside, and in the end, the largest empire in the world recognized us as a country. Our grandfathers, who had different color, different religion, different race, different political affiliations, they put aside their differences to save the world. And you're not willing to put aside your differences to save our country. You're willing to let our country be destroyed because you want to go before God and say, God, I stood up for your principles. Okay. You are an idiot.